All right, before we get too far into all the other changes, we're going to finish up the city garden expansion that I talked about before I left for Brickworld Chicago. I'm pretty excited to get this kind of figured out and finished up. I might be displaying this a couple more times yet before I finally find something else to take. But I definitely want to get this expansion with the Ninjago Dragon Rock Dragon Shrine, whatever it is. I want to get that lit. Want to get that in. I'm going to do a little bit of modifications to make the two sides that I took to Brickworld fit with the new expansion, especially with the path situations. And get that all kind of fixed up. This should be a pretty quick little project. And then I got to kind of think through how I want to connect lighting so that it's easily removable in the city, because right now it's not so much. So let's jump in on this project. So this is what we currently got right now. And let's kind of talk through a couple things I need to keep in mind, okay? So first, right now, this whole thing is wired down to 3 USBs, or 3 circuits, basically. One circuit is the building. The second circuit is kind of the surrounding grounds on this base plate. And then this whole base plate is one circuit as well. What I learned from Chicago was that, because I ran this on batteries, is that this end pulls more power than the other two. So not that that's a problem, but I just don't want to add anything more to this in case if I do need to run this on batteries for whatever reason at a show, which is what I did at Chicago. I don't want to have to worry about that again. So I'm not going to add anything more to this. So what I'm thinking I might do is they make magnetic couplers that go inside of these, and so I might get at least one pair, maybe 2 even, to go here and then to go here for this run, so that I don't need to kind of fiddle trying to get it to connect while it's sitting on the platform, because again, the place where it sits in my city is a little bit precarious to get to, and so I don't know if I necessarily want to try to be futzing with that, especially with this piece, because this piece just kind of like sits right down in at the end. And so not having to make a connection before it sits down in there would definitely be a huge plus. So I'm thinking that's probably what I'm going to do for that. This I will probably still connect the old-fashioned way maybe. But I'm going to be kind of thinking a little bit about that as well. So let's talk about the things I want to change here. As you can see, this pathway gets a little tight through here. So I'm probably going to remove these and move them somewhere else, maybe even just over to the other side here. This is going to come over to this corner just to open up this pathway a little bit. Now you can go up here as well to get kind of through. So there's going to be 2 pathways kind of through this section of the garden. You can go up through the shrine, or you can come around this way. I'm probably going to pull that pine tree and maybe move it back here to this corner. So this is the back side that will be sitting in the layout. So this is the side that will be most viewable. You definitely will not be able to see straight back this way, because that's where the other city is and there's a wall back there. So this side is the side that you'll be kind of looking from for the most part, and really, truthfully, you'll be looking kind of down it or on this kind of ISO. So so I think I'm going to pull this guy back over here maybe. This beehive situation is going to come down here where I've stuck these guys, and I'm going to order those in white, because I think that'd look really cool to have them all in white like a real beehive. And I'm going to order 3, I think. So I'm just going to count for room for 3 of them to kind of sit right here. 1, 2, 3, with a little bit of room, much more room than them being smashed in that little tight area right there. And so they're going to be in here, which I think will be super cool. I've got a bunch of more of the little bee tiles coming as well. So I can kind of really have them buzzing around this area. So I think this is going to be kind of like the beehive area. I'm going to do another little kind of tree, mostly just like a shade tree over this kind of area here. And then I'm going to connect this to this, and then put a little stepping stone in the middle so that if you want to come down around this way, you can. Trees obviously there as well. And then I'm going to move a lot of this, like, because if you remember when this was together, there was this cool little, like, I don't want to say plaza, but there was this cool little kind of big area of just gravel, like open area. And I'm going to kind of move that to be in this area here. So there's just a place where there's a bunch of people that can gather. I think that'll look nice and give some opportunity for some stories in there as well that were kind of in this area before, or just going to kind of move over there. So I am probably going to separate this out a little bit so that I can work a little bit easier. I'm going to start kind of ripping out the stuff that I know I want to remove, and then go from there. Okay, demo job complete. I ripped out all of this little corner. I moved these plants over. I ripped out a lot of stuff here because I don't know exactly what that river path's going to be. And I think that's going to be my first plan of attack, is kind of get that figured out, because I think that's going to be the kind of most trickiest. Not really tricky, just I think that's going to be the most labor intensive thing that I need to figure out. So I'm working on that. I've also got to kind of work around this wire too. Luckily, since it's black, I can probably just bury it underneath the tile right there. So that's kind of cool. And just another thing that I do whenever I'm doing any sort of like demo like this, I always just kind of pull the parts and put them back into some containers to keep nearby, because I'm going to reuse a lot of those parts, right? Like I'm going to reuse the tree. I'm going to reuse the tree for sure, the beehives, the little beehives, all the little flowers and stuff. So all that's going to come back in here somewhere. And so I just keep it in a little tray rather than kind of just floating on the desk. I know these are just floating because I just pulled these out. But I know I'm going to use them. And so keeping them in a tray nearby has been really useful. Okay, I'm going to go grab the middle section and stick it next to this and see what I can kind of work out to go through, because I also want to make sure that it still splits. So that's going to be a little bit of a tricky thing, because I want to make sure that it looks good. And you can't really see where it splits. So I'm going to go grab it. Let's work on that next. Okay, got it temporarily tapped in. So I've realized a little bit of an issue, not really an issue, but just something I got to think through. This is plate right on top of the base plate, and then tile. This is plate, tile. So I'm one plate higher on the new section than the old section. And so I got to kind of think through, I might like narrow it down and put some maybe rock to make it look like it's coming over some rocks. Just so it kind of looks like it's flowing a little bit, because otherwise it's going to look weird that it's two different heights. So I'm definitely going to make sure I put some rocks in here and all that to maybe cover over some of that height difference situation. But other than that, it lines up pretty easily. As far as side to side, I'm probably going to rip out just a little bit more going this way so that I have a little bit of swinging room to make sure I get plates covered under there, and you know, all of that. Make sure I make that transition look really clean, and all that. And I think I'm going to pull this over this way a little bit more. So I'm going to lose a little bit of room and lose a little bit of river on this side, or pond, whatever, on this side, and gain it over there. So let's work on trying to get this mesh together. We got this kind of worked in here. I got some flowers back here to kind of cover over some of the transitions. This is what I did to fix that kind of plate gap. I used kind of a rock piece so it looks like water is running over it, and it's flushed out. The little stepping stones kind of also cover over any issues on that. Place some flowers in there, fix up the little pathway. I need to work on trees. I need to figure out what I'm going to kind of put in here. I'm thinking I might just continue more of this type of stuff, just kind of over here in this little bit of area. And I got these trees in here. And then this kind of corner is done. I marked where the path starts because that's right there where the split is, so that I can kind of fill in this gap over here, and I can work from the other side. But I think this side's done. I'm pretty happy with the results on this. And yeah, let's go ahead and flip over to the other side and see what the plans are over there. So before I go too much further, I need to think about a problem that I might have in the very near future. Okay, so obviously I need to add lights to this, and it needs to be pretty well lit because the rest of the gardens is pretty well lit. So I need to light these trees, I need to light these trees, and I need to light this tree and probably some of the innards of this. The problem is this tree, okay? So the longest LEDs that I have is 30 centimeters, and it does not get me to the ground, like nowhere near. It gets me to like the back of the head. So I need to figure out before I go too much further where in this upper section I can hide a circuit board to light this tree, and then run a singular cable down, or, you know, catch the inner stuff as I go down. So I need to kind of work on that. The other kind of problem, I don't want to say problem, but the other kind of catch is that I'm going to add some more foliage to this side. It's just not here yet. So I also need to kind of think about what I need to leave open for that as well. You can see I've kind of started to build a couple of extra arms there. There's a couple of tail pieces here and here for some foliage to add on, just to kind of cover over this because it looks kind of incomplete. And I know this is the side you're not going to see much, but at the same time I feel like I need to make sure that I kind of cover this as well. And there's maybe a little bit of potential for foliage there too. So I need to kind of think through that as I'm going through this process as well. So I got this side fixed up, got it kind of locked in over here. Not locked in, but matched up as far as heights and kind of the trail. You can see there's a pretty clear break. You can go up this way or continue on around. This is where the little beehives are going to be. I still need to make the trees and do this. So let's work on the trees next. And then I think I'm going to stop there because I'm going to need to order parts for lighting and stuff and think through some lighting stuff. So I can't get too crazy because obviously when I do lighting, I pull some parts apart to hide wires and stuff. But I almost always build it as is and then pull apart to add lighting. So let's work on some trees and see what that looks like. So I got the trees in, and I'm actually going to need to stop here because I need to get some more parts. This is floppy. I need to fix that. I need to get some more of the animal tails, like this guy here, to finish these out. And I'm actually waiting for some more pink limbs to come in, like I said, to finish back there, but I might use them on maybe those trees back there. So this is where I'm going to kind of stop for a day, and then once I get all that in, I will do a separate video about lighting up this little section, because like I said, I might need to order some parts to kind of pass through this section, and so that might take just a little bit of time to get. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you like where this is going. I need to get some parts for this, and then I still need to kind of figure out what's going in here. There's going to be like flower beds or whatever, and kind of what's going on over here. Gosh, this might need to change. That's annoying. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for some more.